everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 15th and 16th of August 2021. Starting with very first question, India's National Institute of Ocean Technology has signed an agreement with which organization to develop research mood array for African, Asian, Australian monsoon analysis and prediction. So recently Indian and American bodies have signed an agreement on monsoon data analysis and cooperation to improve weather forecast in the region. And the agreement was signed by India's National Institute of Ocean Technology Director, who is G.A. Ramadas, and the USA Assistant Administrator for Research, Craig McLean. So now these two bodies would enhance technical cooperation in the development of the research mood array for African, Asian and Australian monsoon analysis and prediction, so as to improve the weather and monsoon forecast between NOAA of USA and India's Ministry of Earth Sciences. Now apart from it, recently Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has launched a loan interest subvention scheme in association with UNIDO, that is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and GEF, that is Global Environment Facility, to provide financial assistance for innovative waste to energy biomethanation projects, because these projects are generally capital intensive and financially sensitive to both operating cost, like there is a problem of waste availability, then there is issue of revenue, particularly biogas yield and its utilization scenario. So for this purpose, a GIS based inventory tool of organic waste streams are also unveiled. Now apart from it, recently Chief Election Commissioner of India, who is Sushil Chandra, has inaugurated the 11th annual meeting of the FEMBOSA, that is Forum of the Election Management Bodies of South Asia, for the year 2021. And this meeting in virtual mode was hosted by the Election Commissioner of Bhutan. Question number 2. Which Indian city has been declared as the first water plus city of India? So it is the country's cleanest city, that is Indore. It has now been declared as the first water plus city of India under the Swachh Sarvekshan 2021. And this is a type of annual survey of cleanliness, hygiene and sanitation in cities and towns across India, and has been launched as part of Swachh Bharat mission. So do remember that Indore will be the first water plus city of India. Now apart from it, Maldives style water villas will be set up in Lakshadweep in PPP model. So already we have covered this news earlier. So if you want to know more, please refer to the previous lectures. Then also Indian Institute of Heritage has been proposed to be set up in Noida. Then there is First Orchid Conservation Center of North India, which has recently been inaugurated, and it lies in Uttarakhand. Also do remember that two cities of Madhya Pradesh have been selected by UNESCO under Historic Urban Landscape Project, and which are these two cities? First is Orchha and second is Gwalior. Apart from it, India's second village of books is to be set up in a village in the state of Kerala, and the first village of book lies in Satara district of Maharashtra. Now can you tell me which is the first northeastern state to approve the youth policy 2021? Please write in the comment section. Question number 3. Which bank has signed a memorandum of understanding with NABARD and Jammu Kashmir Grameen Bank for joint liability groups financing? So recently NABARD, Jammu Kashmir Grameen Bank along with SBI, that is State Bank of India, has signed a memorandum of understanding for joint liability groups financing, and the main objective of this project is to enhance the flow of credit to tenant farmers, then sharecroppers, and who are oral lessees. So those people would be considered here who at times may not have proper title to their land holdings. So this liability group financing will meet the credit requirements of people suffering reverse migration in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. And this issue is also being discussed in every meeting of UTLBC. Can you tell me what does this term stands for? And it is expected that this step will benefit almost 5,000 households in Jammu Kashmir. Now apart from it, Ladakh was in news these days because recently India and China have disengaged their troops in the Gogra region, which is located in eastern Ladakh. Apart from it, Indian Air Force has built one of the world's highest mobile ATC tower, that is air traffic control towers at the advanced landing in Neoma, which lies in Ladakh. So this ATC controls operations of the fixed wing aircraft and helicopters which are operating in this region. Also, Ladakh has become the first Indian Union territory to achieve 100% coverage of first dose of COVID-19 vaccination. Do remember that in terms of city, Bhubaneswar is the first city to achieve this 100% COVID-19 vaccination target. Also recently, Union government has given its approval for the formation of a central university in Ladakh, and the project cost for the formation of this university will be 750 crore rupees. Now can you tell me what would be the name of this particular university which is to be established in Ladakh? Please write in the comments if you know. Question number 4. Which bank has become the first bank in the country to achieve the milestone of issuing 1 crore FASTags? So this is Paytm Payments Bank Limited. Actually, it has issued almost 30% of the total FASTags issued by 32 banks in the country, because in the last 6 months alone, Paytm Payments Bank Limited has equipped over 40 lakh commercial and private vehicles with FASTags. And apart from it, Paytm Payments Bank is also India's largest acquirer of toll plazas for the NETC, that is National Electronic Toll Collection. So this NETC is a type of program that offers an interoperable nationwide toll payment solution. So this bank has enabled 280 toll plazas across the national and state highways to collect toll charges digitally, and also it is working with NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India, for testing and implementing multi-lane free flow movement using automatic number plate recognition technology. Okay, so this will further improve the overall customer experience while traveling on the national highways. Also, it has achieved this milestone because it is linked to the Paytm wallet, ensuring users don't have to opt for multiple recharges. Okay. Now apart from it, recently RBL Bank has partnered with AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, as its preferred cloud provider, and now this AWS helps RBL Bank to strengthen its artificial intelligence powered banking solutions and also drive digital transformation at the bank, which will further add significant value to the bank's innovative offerings, saving cost and tightening risk controls. Okay. Now apart from Karnataka Bank, recently this RBL Bank has been impaneled by RBI as an agency bank to conduct banking business for the central and state government. So according to a recent RBI guideline that authorizes scheduled private sector banks as agency banks of the regulator for the conduct of government business, RBI has chosen RBL Bank for this purpose. So now RBL Bank has to handle a broad range of transactions related to government business. For example, distributing subsidies, then pension payments, then there is collecting central and state taxes. That includes various type of tax like income tax, excise duty, customs, GST, stamp duty, VAT, etc. And this can be done in both online as well as offline modes. Question number 5. Which organization is the host of Imagine Digital 2021, which began on 11th of August? First of all, Imagine Digital is the region's largest cloud robotic process, automation and artificial intelligence event. And this has begun on 11th of August, the host of which is Automation Anywhere Inc. So this event basically features groundbreaking discussions around artificial intelligence powered cloud native automation, fueling digital transformation innovations. And do remember that Automation Anywhere is the global leader in RPA, that is robotic process automation. Now apart from it, 7th IBSA Academic Forum is being hosted by the Research and Information System for Developing Countries, and the headquarters of Research and Information System for Developing Countries located in New Delhi, as it is an autonomous think tank of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. What is this IBSA? It is actually a unique forum which brings together India, Brazil, South Africa, means 3 large democracies and major economies from 3 different continents facing similar challenges. Now apart from it, IIFL Finance has recently partnered with Bangalore and Gurgaon based Finbox. Why? To offer innovative digital credit products to its merchants. So through this partnership, IIFL and Finbox will disburse nearly 1000 crore rupees in loans over the next 2 quarters through a completely digital model. And who is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Finbox? It is Rajat Deshpande. Now can you tell me, Digital Prayas is the initiative of which organization? Please write in the comments. Question number 6. To which state or union territory NABARD has sanctioned loan worth 188.81 crore rupees under RIDF, that is Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. So recently NABARD has sanctioned this much amount of loan to Goa government towards construction of super specialty block and enhancement of solid waste management and treatment plan at Saligaon for the current financial year 2021 to 22. And for the ongoing financial year, a cumulative loan of 217.72 crore rupees has been sanctioned to the state government for various social infrastructure projects under RIDF. Actually, this RIDF concept was introduced with the sole objective of giving low-cost funding support to the state governments and state-owned corporations for quick completion of their projects, which are related to medium and minor irrigation, then soil conservation and other form of rural or social infrastructure. Now apart from it, recently Finance Ministry has released its 5th monthly installment of PDRD, that is Post Devolution Revenue Deficit grant of 9,871 crore rupees to the states. And with the release of this investment, a total amount of 49,355 crore rupees has been released to the eligible states as PDRD in the current financial year. Now can you tell me, under which article of the Indian Constitution PDRD is provided to the states in India? Please write in the comments if you know. Also recently, Bharat Electronics Limited has been nominated to execute the process of enhancement of digital appeal at National War Memorial, and the construction cost towards establishing this memorial would be 176.65 crore rupees. Question number 7. Which Indian airport has ranked among world's top 50 best airports in Skytrax World Airport Award Ranking 2021? So this ranking was recently published, in which Indira Gandhi International Airport, Delhi, has emerged among world's top 50 best airports in the 2021. And do remember that this airport has emerged as the best airport in India for the third consecutive year. Apart from Indira Gandhi Airport, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Bengaluru have also found a rank among world's 100 best airports. And Delhi has been ranked at 45th position. So ranking has been definitely improved by last year. Hyderabad was at 64th ranking, Mumbai was at 65th and Bengaluru was at 71st. Now apart from it, recently Cochin International Airport has won the Airport Council International Honor for Airport Service Quality. And recently Aurangabad Airport has been renamed as Sambhaji Maharaj Airport. And we celebrate International Civil Aviation Day on 7th of December. And who is the Union Minister of Civil Aviation? It's Jyotiraditya Scindia. Question number 8. On which date of August is International Youth Day celebrated? So this day is marked on 12th of August. And the day, as the name suggests, is celebrated for giving voice to the initiatives and actions taken by the young people across the globe. And the theme for this year was Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. And the reason behind choosing this theme is to highlight the impact of the effort that has been put in by young people in transformation of the food system. And the theme also aims at making people aware of the need for inclusivity of old and young individuals in putting in efforts and ideas for collectively saving the planet. Do remember that the first Youth Day was celebrated in the year 1999. Now in the previous lecture, we have talked about India's rank in Global Youth Development Index. It was 122nd among 181 countries. The top place was occupied by Singapore and the last was Niger. Also we celebrate World Lion Day on 10th of August, and the last remaining population of the Asiatic lions are found in the Gir National Park of Gujarat. And also on 12th of August, apart from Youth Day, on 12th of August we also celebrate World Elephant Day to draw focus towards protection and conservation of the elephants across the world. Question number 9. Which organization has released the Handbook for Electric Vehicle Charging Infrastructure Implementation? So recently Niti Aayog has released this handbook to guide state governments and local bodies to frame policies and norms towards setting up charging networks for the electric vehicles. So basic objective is to enhance charging infrastructure and facilitate a rapid transition to electric mobility in the country. Now apart from it, Niti Aayog was also in news because recently it has released the third edition of Sustainable Development Index for 2020 to 21 that evaluates the progress of states and union territories with respect to social, economic and environmental parameters. So in this particular index, Bihar, Jharkhand and Assam were the worst performers, and the top position was occupied by Kerala and further followed by Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. And in terms of union territory, Chandigarh was at the top position. Now apart from it, few months back, Government of India has extended the tenure of Niti Aayog CEO, who is Amitabh Kant, for one more year. Coming to last question, who has been appointed as the new chairman of National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority? So this is Kamlesh Kumar Pant, who is an IAS officer of Himachal Pradesh cadre, and he has been appointed by the Appointment Committee of the Union Cabinet. And Mr. Kumar Pant has replaced IAS officer Shubhra Singh. Now let's quickly talk about some of the recent appointments. First of all, Peru has its new president. It's Pedro Castillo. Then Syria has its new president, Bashar al-Assad. Then our new chief minister of Uttarakhand is Pushkar Singh Dhami. Also, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has been appointed as deputy leader of House in Rajya Sabha. Then there is Rasmi Ranjan Das, who has been appointed as the member of UN Tax Committee for the period of 2021 to 2025. And who is the first MD of National Asset Reconstruction Limited? It is Padma Kumar Nair. Fine. Now let us start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.